Hey, what's up, guys? So I am Riley Chase Fox, and today I'm here with a very special person, and his name is David Vincent. So David, of course, the basic questions so we can knock it out of the boat. Who are you, how you got into voice acting, and when did you start?
Well, my name is David Vincent, and number one, thank you, Riley, for inviting me to be a part of this.
You're the real MVP.
I'm so happy.
I am a professional voice actor. I have been a professional voice actor now for about 20 years, and I'm based in Los Angeles, California. And how I got into it is I was an actor first. I got my degree in journalism from the University of Colorado in Boulder. And even though I got my degree in journalism, I was still able to do theater. And so I did all the theater that I could while I was there. And even I got a job offer after I graduated in journalism, but I went ahead and turned it down and made a beeline for New York City.
Okay.
And I went and I hit the stage in New York, and I started doing stand-up and sketch and theater and lots of theater. And that's how I got my start, because I was doing a show in Times Square, and I was doing a bit where I was making fun of TV commercials.
Okay.
And there was a voiceover agent in the audience that night. She saw me and said, "Hey, do you have an agent?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Here's my card. You need to call me." And so that's how I got my first voiceover agent.
Okay.
And she sent me on my first voiceover audition, which was a Rolling Rock beer commercial.
Yeah.
And I booked it. So.
Good. And theater is all over New York City, right?
Oh yeah, I mean New York is it's Broadway, you know, and so that's what New York is known for, is the theater. And so I came this close to getting on Broadway, but I didn't make it. But I did a lot of off-Broadway and off-Broadway theater.
Okay. Why do you think it is that, obviously there's different forms of acting, but it's still in the same, like, there's different branches.
Yes.
But theater is acting, film is acting, voice acting is acting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what from I've understood is, first of all, there's always some reason, a certain kind of love for theater. Every actor just loves theater. Like, you have to. It's the roots. It's the foundation.
Exactly.
It's the building pillar for any actor.
Yeah.
And then with theater, it's all it's a lot of body movement.
Yes.
You have to make sure that the audience is understanding what you're doing, what you're saying, and there's a lot of, it's live too. So if you make a mistake, you have to be able to quickly be able to fix that so nobody notices.
Yep.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
Now, of course, the professionals, they're going to be like, because whether we like it or not, people are going to be like, he messed up. But that's kind of how it is. But with film, it's all in the face, and then voice acting, it's all vocal.
It's all vocal, yeah.
Would you add anything to that or no?
No, I mean, I think you're spot on with it. I mean, theater is that's the baseline, you know, of acting and performance is being on stage, and that's why, like, you know, for me, I have, you know, a lot of people ask me, well, how, you know, what do you recommend to get started in a voiceover career? And I say is acting, you know, get on stage. Because that's really where you hone your chops as an actor, is being on stage. And what you mentioned something about, like, if you make a mistake, there's no, you know, second take on stage.
No.
You're up there, man. And you have to be able to adapt and improvise if you forget a line or whatever. If your castmate forgets their line, you have to be able to adapt and roll with that. And so, I mean, theater is it's all acting, but it is different, because theater, it's one take. That's it. You know, you get, of course, weeks to rehearse, but that's it. That's your shot. And then with film, it's different. That's actually really different, because you're acting, but then it's like you do a take, and then you stop, and then you go back to your trailer, and you're stuck in your trailer for 4 hours before they bring you back again to do another take. So, and then voice acting, you only have your voice to evoke the emotion. With film and TV and theater, you have your entire body to convey what it is that you're doing. You know, the message that you're sending. And with voiceover, it's literally just your voice.
Yes. And it's all emotion. And if you can't, because sometimes I hear, like, people, like, they're just like, oh, like, okay, this character's angry at so-and-so because they did this. And then they go on the line and they're like, I'm mad at you. I'm angry.
What the hell was that?
There's no emotion behind that.
Right.
So it's like you have to be really able to emote that all in the voice. And
For sure.
Do you guys move around in the booth a lot too?
A lot, but to a certain extent, because like, and we do. I mean, you move and you use your body to, you know, convey that emotion and what you're trying to convey. But at the same time, it's super important that you don't move off the microphone, because if you move off microphone, you're blowing your takes. And I've had that happen where, like, I was wearing cowboy boots in the booth one day,
I already know where you're going with it.
Yeah, and I was stomping around in there, and the director's like, "Look, you can't take off your shoes," you know. And then the same thing. It was a professional athlete, and I just heard this story the other day where she was in recording for a very big franchise, and they struggled with her because, like, she was fantastic as a performer, but she kept on moving off the microphone the whole time. And so there's a bit of training that is involved with that to make sure that, like, you're conveying that the emotion and whatnot, but you're staying on microphone.
And those are techniques that you pick up over time. And
Absolutely. It's a skill that you learn.
Definitely. Okay, so question number 2. So you've played popular characters that I didn't even know about until I actually researched you.
Oh,
but
that's awesome.
I did know about one. I knew about one, and for the longest time I was like, dude, I can't wait to meet this guy. Okay, so Senketsu in Kill la Kill.
Yes.
You're wasting time. Don't be scared. Put me on, put me on, put me on.
Oh my God, where'd you learn to talk?
That's not important right now.
Gilgamesh, correct me if I'm saying it wrong, in Fate Stay Zero and Fate Stay Night.
Yeah, Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, yeah.
Okay.
Where is the sense in totally obsessing over something so dubious? Abandon these foolish ideals and childish vows of yours. From now on, seek only me and devote yourself to me alone. If you do, I swear as king of all creation that I shall give you every pleasure the world has to offer.
And then you're also the narrator in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Deal. 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 JoJo. 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 JoJo.
I am.
My cousin absolutely loves that show. He tells me about it all the time. So when he finds out, yeah, he's gonna freak out when he hears about this. And also you play martial law, which you said you're all-time hero, and he's based in Seattle. So, well, not based, but he
based
lived
on based on Bruce Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, based on Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee was born in, well, not born in Seattle, but he lived here.
Yes.
And he's also buried here.
He's buried here too.
With
Yeah.
his son. Yeah. Have you been to the burial?
I have not been to the gravesite. No. But he's like Bruce Lee growing up was my absolute childhood idol. And so, yeah, I mean, it's cool. Martial Law is a character that's based loosely on Bruce Lee in the Tekken franchise. And so, so he's one of my favorite characters that I've gotten to voice.
Okay, and then Grimjow is actually the first character I heard you as.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I always thought his character was just already like really, really cool as it is. And then when I actually looked it up and I figured out that it was you, dude, I was like, no way, man, that this guy is playing, because he's my favorite Arrancar in that series. And I remember as a kid watching that, Bleach was like super, 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 super popular.
Yeah.
From what, maybe like 2004 to 2013, and then unfortunately they didn't animate the rest of it, and it kind of went down. But I can guarantee if the anime got back up, it'd blow right back up. I'm
still like holding out hopes that they bring it back.
I do too. I am
finish
too.
it out. Finish the series. They give it the finish that it deserves.
It does deserve a finish. When finding pricing as an actor, how does that work? Do studios come up with the payments, or do voice actor explain their like price range?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
So typically when it comes to like studios and productions like anime and video games and things like that, the production really sets the price. And then they hold auditions, and the actors come in and audition for it, and they've already set their price. But then otherwise, a big part of voice acting that a lot of people don't realize is that, of course, you'll recognize me from Grimjow or Martial Law or the other characters that I'm known for. But a big part of voice acting is also, doing the Kmart lowest sale prices every time.
Yep.
And so those types of voiceover jobs tend to pay really well. And oftentimes you can set your price for those types of jobs as an actor.
Okay. When directing shows, what are the common problems that you see actors make as a director?
I think that because I've directed a number of shows now and movies, but I would say that the most common problem that I see an actor come in with is if they're relatively new. Okay. And they come in and they get inside their own head. And they flub a line, and then they get in their head and they can't get out of it. And what I would recommend for any new actor is to try to avoid that. Look, we hired you for a reason. You're there because we wanted you. Don't get in your head about it. You know, go in and remember, like, this is what I tell actors or aspiring actors all the time, is that literally your job as an actor, your career as an actor, 95% of your career is auditions. So learn to love auditioning, because that's your job, is to audition and to find auditions, and then to audition, and then to find more auditions and audition. And that's your job as an actor. So really look at it that way. And when you get the job, that's the gravy, right?
Yes.
And so when you're in the booth or you're on the set, you're there because we chose you, and that means you did something that you know the production team wanted to breathe life into this character. So don't get in your head. Go in there and enjoy the work, man. That's the fun part.
Yes.
So
do you think
that's the most common thing that I see.
Do you think a lot of them just feel like the immense pressure? Because especially since they're new, they're like, oh my gosh, dude, like, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be. Because you're in there, a producer's in there. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe the creator's in there.
Yeah.
And then the writers. And that's already enough pressure as alone.
I get it.
And then, like, how do you, in those moments, is it okay to be like, hey, I kind of need to take a break. I need to, like, catch my breath?
Yes, absolutely. And I would say that's actually a really good point, Riley, is like, literally, if you have to take a break, just say, you know what, guys, can I take 2 minutes and just, I just need to take a quick break, use the restroom, whatever it is, go outside, you know, take a deep breath. I don't know, whatever it is you need to do. But yeah, for sure, do that, because then, you know, you're able to collect yourself and get back in and get back to work.
I can't even imagine how many times that probably happens with you guys. And then you guys are already at a point where you're like, this is nothing. I can do this. Especially, but is there still times where you're like, okay, I'm kind of nervous right now?